Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. As I said in the last one, we are going to Chicago and I'm going to be doing a reading vlog. I asked you guys maybe a day ago or 2 days ago what books I should read, and I went book shopping. I broke my book buying ban. I have 3 here with me. I actually brought 2 physically, which is Animal Farm. I wanted a classic, and then I got Honey and Spice. They didn't have the 2 other romances I wanted, so I did end up going with this one. But of course, as I was kind of shopping around the airport, they had a bookstore, so I got this one. It's called The Very Definition of Love. It came out last month or a month and a half ago, so it's a newer release. And when I was checking out, the cashier associate, she was like, oh my gosh, I just read this and I loved it. And on Fable, it has a 4.14. So I think this is a good romance to have. I also brought my Kobo, I'll show you. Ta-da! And I just decorated her. I added some stickers and a charm and a pop socket, so I can download basically anything on my e-reader. But that's the plan. We are leaving. Our plane is late. Every time I fly, my plane is always late, but it's only like 20 minutes. So till then, I'm gonna be doing homework because I have summer classes and maybe edit a little bit. But then once we are in the air, I'll come back for check-in. We are on the plane now, guys. I started Animal Farm and the goal was to read the first 2 chapters, and I did that exactly. So now I am on page 27. Next up on the list is to read The Very Definition of Love. This is a romance, but it's set in 1816. So hopefully there's not some older ideals because I don't like that. But I have high hopes because like it says lore, there's like seasons for marriages. It's very like olden times, but I'm sure it'll be romantic. This read so far has all the vibes because it's about these sisters who are trying to find suitors because it's 1816, and I just love sisterhood in books. I feel like the depiction is always something that's so fun to read about, and there's also dresses and hair and makeup, so I'm eating it down so far. I'm on page 35 and the plane is about to land, so that might be it for now. Guys, we got on the train and we were moving in the wrong direction, so we gotta go back in that direction when we were going this direction, so it's like 5 stops now instead of 2. And this literally happened to me when I first went to the U and I was like going on the metro. I kept on going in the wrong direction and I never learned my lesson. We have made it to the hotel. Hello everyone, it is now our first full day in Chicago. Kind of basically the whole reason we planned this trip is because we wanted to go to an amusement park, and in Minnesota you have Valley Fair and Nickelodeon Universe in the Mall of America, and we wanted to do something different. So we were thinking, and obviously we thought Six Flags, and what is the closest Six Flags to Minneapolis? Chicago. And that kind of started the formation of our idea for this trip, and we are going today. After hearing reviews, we also got Fast Pass just because we only have 1 day to experience everything, and there's like a Superman ride and like a Spider-Man and like all these crazy roller coasters, so we want to at least ride everything once. Hopefully it's a Friday, it's gonna be busy, and it's like part of waiting in line and like where are we gonna go to eat? I want to go to the cafe. They're out there talking. Part of the experience of going on roller coasters is like the anticipation and the nerves and like waiting in line and being like, am I gonna survive? So waiting a shorter amount of time has never bothered me. That's the deal. I probably won't be able to do too much reading. I think I'm gonna bring Animal Farm just because the book is like literally tiny, but I'll see you throughout the day. Guys, we are here at Six Flags and it is so ginormous. Like we were gagged, we were like driving past and we were like, are we gonna survive this? Guys, we're going on our first ride. We're a little nervous because it's literally ginormous. It's max force. I'll show you what it looks like. Like, hello. Will we survive? We just went on the Joker and it literally like spins and it does a 180 and we were screaming. That was the best one so far.
What is your biggest mistake?
The biggest mistake.
I went on the Viper and it literally gave me a headache so bad that I had to go sit in the bathroom because it had AC for like 10 minutes. But now I'm back in health and I'm continuing on. It's getting later now, as you can, oh, it might be the sunglasses. Yeah, it is the sunglasses. But it is getting later now, so maybe a few more re-rides and then we'll be dipping. Hello everyone, it is voiceover me, and I will be honest, throughout this whole trip I did not read a lot at all. As you will see for the remainder of the trip, I didn't even really have too much time to vlog just because I was having the time of my life, so keep that in mind. I went ham at Brandy. Guys, we're going to the Harry Potter store, so excited. I'm not gonna lie, I have not been reading. I've been so caught up in vacation activities that there's no time for reading. But today I'm going to Barnes & Noble and it's like the beautiful one, so I'm excited. I am back home now. That vlog absolutely sucked. I'm sorry, y'all. And if you made it this far, you're a real one. I appreciate you so much. I've been back a few days now and I'm ready to give you all a haul and kind of like a thought recap of the trip to Chicago. Spoiler alert, I loved it. I ended up buying 3 books from that Barnes and I feel like all 3 give a very different vibe. First off, I had to pick up Mile High by Liz Humphorty. This is the first book in the Windy City series, and Chicago is the Windy City. So of course, it's so fitting that I got the first book. This is about Xander's and Stevie. I know she's a flight attendant and he plays hockey. A lot of people said and warned me that the first book is really bad in this series, but there's like 2 or 3 that I've heard of that everybody loves and gives like 6 stars. People rave about it. And so I definitely will persevere through it. How many pages is this? Because it's literally ginormous. Like it's so 531 pages. That's a lot for a romance, contemporary romance. I feel like 400 is the perfect amount. So going 130 pages over is like, what could happen to make a romance this long? Hopefully it's something good. Hopefully there's at least good moments. That's what I'll say. The audiobook of this did just come in. I'm thinking of maybe reading this in a readathon. I think I'm gonna do one last readathon before I go back to school. Then I got another Madeline Miller. This is Circe. I read The Song of Achilles probably like 5 years ago when I was a freshman in high school and I absolutely loved it. I gave it 5 stars. And then I watched The Odyssey maybe like 3 weeks ago. And I saw Circe, and she was one of the most interesting characters. I did not expect that to happen when we got to her scenes, and I don't really know much about Greek mythology, so I want to read about her. And obviously what we saw of her in the book is more of like a negative portrait, and so I want to hear about her in not such a negative light, if that makes sense. And also, I haven't read any historical fiction books this year, and I try to read at least one of everything. Like, I don't really read sci-fi, I've already read a series. Literary fiction, don't really read. I read a few books already. Classics, I read my first classic, which we will get to, and I absolutely loved. And so I do need to read a historical fiction. This book, I've never seen anyone talk about it, but the cover is just so beautiful, and it has big fonts, so I know that this will be a pretty quick read, and I'm going to use this in another challenge. This is The Phone Booth at the Edge of the World. Laura Imai Messina is the author. I haven't heard of the book or the author, which makes me excited. Like, I might be finding a secret gem of like an amazing author. I know this is about 2 people who connect after they both experience loss and they bond over this phone booth. The font is big, and that is important because I think I'm gonna read a whole book every single day 4 or 5 days. I did this in, I think it might have been May. Yes, it was May, where I read a whole book every single day for 15 days straight, half a month. We're gonna do this for only 5 days now, kind of my last hurrah before I go back to school. This is another one that I already have the audiobook for, so we're prepared to kind of dive into it. Those are the 3 books that I bought from Barnes in Chicago. And of course, I said that I needed to limit myself and not buy too much because I didn't have too much space. I did, however, get some clothing pieces. First, I went to Hollister and I got this pink striped shirt. I already wore this and I posted a few shorts in this top. I love it. It's perfect. Like, it is so flattering. Then I went to Brandy. Chicago has a Brandy, Minnesota doesn't. It was one of the reasons I wanted to go so badly, in addition to the Six Flags and just experiencing Chicago, because I had been thinking like, okay, maybe I'd like to go to Chicago for grad school, and I'm glad that I got to experience it. Do I still think that way? No, it's too busy for me, and as someone who's like introverted and shy, I think I'm setting my sights on somewhere else, and that's where I want to visit next. Just saying that. Yeah, from Brandy, it's pretty thin, but it's one of the things I like about it. It's light blue, kind of gives like baby blue. And I like it because as we're transitioning into fall, there's just that like really muggy and cloudy and rainy weather in which you want long sleeves, but you don't want anything that's like suffocating, and this top is so perfect for that. I got 2 cardigans. I guess I'm in a cardigan mood. This gray one, I really love her, and I love a good shirt or a top that is not cropped. I do like a cropped look occasionally, but I just love when it's like a long shirt. Then the second one I got is this red one. This just gives me Christmas. Like, I want to wear this for Christmas, and I don't wear red often because I feel like the shades that I find in shops are not for me, but this is so, it's so cute. Last but not least, the final clothing item that I got is this green hoodie. Green is one of my favorite colors. I already got a stain on it because I wore this at the airport, but super good. I'm going back to school. I need hoodies. Okay, so I brought 2 books. We're gonna summarize what I got to read. I don't know where the books are. Let me go find them. I'll be right back. Okay, so it's 3 books that I brought or kind of hoped and planned on reading. First 2 I already bought and I just put them in my suitcase. Animal Farm and Honey and Spice. Started reading this in the airport, but when I was at the airport, there was a bookstore, yeah, and so I bought The Very Definition of Love. These 2 are actually what I ended up reading. I unfortunately did not even touch, Honey and Spice. We will be doing this soon, I think, maybe, hopefully. But speaking about the 2 that I did start, I think I got 60 pages into Animal Farm, and I will be honest, while I was in Chicago, like in the city, I didn't really do any reading. All my reading happened on the plane, and then I think I got maybe 30 pages into The Very Definition of Love on the plane when I got there, and I maybe got to another 15. I mostly did end up focusing on Animal Farm, so I didn't finish a single book. I think I read maybe 100 pages total. Not a lot. Very much so less than I expected, but I think that's a testament to how fun the vacation was. Like, we were always up and out doing something. I have since finished both of these books actually, and they actually kind of correspond. They've got a little pink moment going. First off, I finished Animal Farm, I think maybe the day after I got back. I love this. I love this. This is the first classic I've read in maybe years, literally. My first classic of the year too, obviously. I gave this a 5-star. Yep, I found a 5-star read, y'all. This is only my 3rd 5-star of the year. The way that you're literally reading about animals on a farm who rebel against their farmer and then build their own society, and you're just reading about these animals, and you have characters that you love and you hate and groups that you're supporting, just like you would in real life. And that's just because there are so many depictions of our human society and our human nature in this book that's displayed throughout animals, which makes it so much more digestible. But also, like, George Orwell does a good job of telling you and emphasizing the messages of the story, and like just an authoritarian rule, a fascist state. You want to avoid that at all costs. And I think in the political climate that we're in right now, everybody should read this. it makes sense why a few people wanted to ban this, because it calls out some of the behaviors that they exhibit, if that makes sense. Then I have since finished The Very Definition of Love. This is about Harriet. It's set in 1816. She's the second eldest of her sisters. There's 4 of them. It's her 5th season waiting for like a marriage. Harriet isn't really focused on getting married. She loves words, books, and literature. Those are her, like, that's her holy trinity. And one day, she writes a not so good word on her arm. She bumps into a man. He grabs her by the wrist and he sees the word. And that's not like okay behavior in this time. And turns out he's like holding her wrist to see what she wrote. And the town's gossiper finds them and she's like, they're getting engaged. Neither of them really wants to get engaged to each other, but she ends up needing to be engaged to him for a certain reason, excuse me. And so she kind of just starts this journey of forcing him to be engaged to her. I feel like the best thing about this book is the banter and the tension. It was so good. And do not read this if you are a young adult. This has a lot of spice and the spice was really good. Like, the tension was just amazing. And when it's kind of, I appreciate that it's not just, okay, they like each other. There's like this back and forth and then boom, they just do it and they fall in love. No, there's like stages and they slowly progress in what they do with each other. But I didn't like the pacing sometimes. It was a little slow. I feel like, once again, as I said, anything over 400 pages I would cut down. So maybe 25, 30, maybe even 50 pages less in this book would have been nice. But my biggest problem is Harriet. She has more curves, and throughout the whole book, since the man, the MMC, Lord Alexander, he's the biggest player. Since he has this history of being with many women, and most of those women don't look like her, she is insecure. Even when they do things that are sexually driven, she's like, okay, it's not me that he likes, it's doing these actions that he likes. And in the final like 25 pages, we find out what he does to kind of make her feel better, the sacrifices he does. And we read from both of them, and I felt like it should have been voiced more in his thoughts and in his actions and the words that he speaks to her. She spends the whole 390 pages being insecure. Reassure her. Like, even if you're not marrying her or engaged to her or she's not your lady, reassure her a little bit more. And he would say things like that are insinuating that he finds her beautiful, but she thinks he's joking. And why would she not? No man has ever like gone out of his way to pursue her because she is herself and not acting for a man. And so that bothered me. I ended up giving this a 3.5. If you love Bridgerton, this is the vibes were so good. Like, there's the dresses. I obviously, like, it's a book I'm reading, but like the scenery and the imagery, it was really beautiful. I did enjoy that. The carriages, the rides, the tensions, the words that they use, it's very fitting of the time it's written in. It could have been a lot better with a few tweaks. Like, I feel like a good editing of this book that takes it one step further would have been really nice. But these are the 2 books that I kind of read during vacation and that I have finished since then. When I got back though, I had book mail. And the first is from Source Books Casablanca. And this is a Fall to Forgive You. They sent this little card and it has like, I feel like I love a synopsis, but sometimes I just need like a quick explanation like this. It says, convicted felon, ex-student lawyer, enemies to lovers, I can fix him, bisexual rep, dark academia, murder investigation. This is out on September 1st. This seems like something I would really enjoy. I just, sometimes like the synopsis of a book is so good and the writing and the characters and the progression is just what falls flat. And so I really I'm hoping to love this. I'm pretty sure this author is French, because I saw like when I looked at the reviews, a lot of them were in French. I really hope that I love this. I feel like I could. I feel like I definitely could, because I love when there's mystery and romance. That's like my favorite genre intersection, 100%. Then y'all, I am so blessed to have received this. I had someone email me maybe a month ago, and she was talking about how she would read books and she would make art and kind of just like a cute little itinerary of one of her picks of the read of the month. And she was like, can I send you something? And I was like, okay. Y'all, Y'all, like it's like shorts or jeans. Like it's denim, and these are the pockets, and in the pockets there was stickers, and then you open it up and there is the most beautiful things on the inside. First off, we have stickers, and I am a sticker lover. We have Brie in kind of like a portrait, and obviously King Arthur, yes, yes, yes. Then we have the three of them in like little chibis. Oh, perfect representation of their personalities too. This is for the club, and I love how she wrote it as like a secret society. Like I got initiated, and so I have these cute and adorable stickers. And then another of the three of them. The hall pass is how she kind of like wrote out when she made it, the name of the club. And there's like a little note on the back. Then on a receipt, as a receipt, either or, she has her favorite album at the moment, her hyperfixation, her current binge, and the current manhwa she's reading. I'll have to read this. She made a bookmark. How adorable. I'm gonna put these in my books right now so that when number 4 comes out, I can like look at all this beautiful art again. She made a little playlist, and on the back like you can scan it and everything. I think this is my favorite just because I love the pig and I love the pink, and this is kind of like her logo, Libby. There's a thank you on the back. I'm definitely gonna put this up on my wall. Like I'm doing a little room revamp. This has to be on my wall. Thank you. We have portraits of the three of them, and then on the back there's like a little thing about them, and then their chibi. So cool, so cute. The art is amazing. And then she also makes her own cover of the book. I love like the little comic, $1.49. And the art in this is fantabulous. It's so spectacular. Then she has a letter kind of like introducing you to the club, then talking a little bit about the book. I will be tagging her. Please support her. Like I'm just not over this. Like I pulled it out of the envelope, which is already beautiful and like so summery, so cute. I'm gagged. I'm gagged. I will make sure from now on forward that I am aware of every single month that she creates these. That is everything that I have to share. Thank you for watching the vlog, and also me kind of talking about my trip, what I liked about it. I had the time of my life. My highlights were of course the Barnes & Noble and Six Flags. Going to Six Flags was so nice. Like as a Minnesotan, we have Valley Fair, but we don't have like an amusement park that's like ginormous like that. We do not have a Six Flags or anything of the sorts. So as someone who loves roller coasters and doesn't like, I don't really get scared. Like I just love the thrill. It was perfect. I got to go on so many amazing things, a lot of amazing food, amazing shopping, great company. Thank you all for watching. We will be doing a few challenges soon, so if you stay in the loop, you'll be seeing all of it. I will see you in the next one. Bye.